Young lady, what would you like to be when you grow up? And by the time they got to me, all the good answers were gone.
People will tell me, they'll message me and they say, Evan, I want it so bad, I want it so bad, I have to make this happen. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. But you won't.
It took 6 years. And the 6th year, he said, you know what, yeah, I'd be interested in that conversation.
Rise and shine.
It's Entspresso time.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I am not a morning person. I'm not. But if you start your day with a thing that inspires you, like watching this video, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of Entspresso from Oprah Winfrey.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
My television career began unexpectedly. As you heard this morning, I was in the Miss Fire Prevention contest. That was when I was 16 years old in Nashville, Tennessee, and you had the requirement of having to have red hair in order to win, up until the year that I entered. So they were doing the question and answer period, because I knew I wasn't going to win in the swimsuit competition. So during the question and answer period, the question came, why, young lady, what would you like to be when you grow up? And by the time they got to me, all the good answers were gone. So I had seen Barbara Walters on the Today Show that morning, so I answered, I would like to be a journalist. I would like to tell other people's stories in a way that makes a difference in their lives and the world. And as those words were coming out of my mouth, I went, whoa, this is pretty good. I would like to be a journalist. I want to make a difference. Well, I was on television by the time I was 19 years old. And in 1986, I launched my own television show with a relentless determination to succeed. At first, I was nervous about the competition, and then I became my own competition, raising the bar every year, pushing myself as hard as I knew. Sound familiar to anybody here? Eventually, we did make it to the top, and we stayed there for 25 years. The Oprah Winfrey Show was #1 in our time slot for 21 years. And I have to tell you, I became pretty comfortable with that level of success.
How badly you want it usually comes down to how much do you love it. A lot of times people will tell me, they'll message me and they say, Evan, I want it so bad, I want it so bad, I have to make this happen. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. But you won't. You won't do whatever it takes, because once it gets really, really hard, it gets really difficult, and if you don't love the process, you're gonna quit. You're gonna give up on it. And I think the answer is not to beat yourself up over it. The answer is to find the thing that you do love doing, that you could do forever, that you wanna be the best in the world at. I look at Oprah Winfrey, and one of my favorite quotes from her is when she first got off of doing her TV show, the first time, she said, it feels like I'm breathing. That's what it needs to feel like. You doing the thing, you doing your work, it needs to feel like you're breathing, like you would suffocate without the thing. That's how you can get up and go to work every single day and keep going. In Oprah's case, 25 years. That's crazy, because she loved doing the thing, and as soon as she stopped loving it, she had to move on and do something else. Even though she was at the top of her game, she had to move on and do something else, because it wasn't as loving, it wasn't as fun as it used to be. I was doing my Movement Makers presentation last week, and I did a count of how many videos I had on my main channel. And as of last week, it was 10,663 videos on my main channel. 10,663 videos just on the main channel. Forget about the other ones that we've done. How? How do you make that much content? I love making videos. I love making videos. I'm here in the parking lot of a Canadian Tire. Can I show you? Can you guys see Canadian Tire? Canadian Tire, I don't know what the US equivalent is of Canadian Tire. It's like a home, kind of like Home Depot, I guess. We have Home Depot too, but more focused on, it's like a Home Depot with cars. Let's say that, like tire shop and parts and service, that kind of thing. Anyway, we're here. I got the dogs with me here. Nina's running errands. What am I doing? I'm making videos. Number 10,664 and 65 and 60. Why? Because I love doing it. I love doing it. I love the impact that it can have. I love the comments that you guys always leave. Thank you so much. It fuels me to keep going. And I love the actual work of making videos. Now, I wasn't very good at this. At the very beginning, April 2009, my first video on the main channel, I was not good. I was a nervous wreck. I wasn't good in front of the camera. I wasn't good behind the camera. I wasn't good at editing. I wasn't good at any of the things that go into making a video. And I quickly learned that I did not want to get good at editing. I needed to be around people who could edit. And so my friend Mark Drager helped me edit some of my videos, and then I did a bunch myself, and then I slowly started hiring. The first person I hired was a part-time editor because I knew I didn't want to get great. I wasn't good at it, and I did not want to get great at it. I did not love it. Being in front of the camera, I also wasn't good at it, but I wanted to get great at it. I wanted to get better at it. I loved the process of it. Even though I don't like the camera being on me and the limelight, I like the idea of making video content for people because, like I say, your purpose comes from your pain. I'm still making videos for 19-year-old Evan who's starting his first business and doesn't believe in himself. I'm a visual learner and I want to create content for other visual learners too. And so that's how I keep going. 10,000 plus videos later. And so the same thing for you. Think about the process that you have to go through to make your art happen. Whether that's a product, a service, an experience, whatever you're trying to sell. Are you doing it because you actually like the process and you can get lost in the process and it can be hours later and you're still doing the thing, you didn't realize how much time flew by? Or are you counting the seconds? Counting down the minutes, like, oh, okay, I can stop in 20 minutes. Okay, just go a little, because if that's your mindset now, if you're already counting down the hours and the minutes and the seconds now, just imagine 10 more years of this. And that's actually a great experience to go through. Imagine, I've been doing YouTube for, this is my 12th year. Imagine you spending the next 12 years doing the thing that you're doing right now. 12 years doing it. Sometimes it takes that long, right? You can maybe get there faster, but if you look at any successful entrepreneur, we see the overnight success, but in reality, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. So imagine 12 more years, the thing you're doing right now, 12 more years of doing it. You're gonna do it for 12 more years. Are you excited by that? Or is it death to you? It's like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine doing that for 12 more years. If that's you, I could make videos for 12 more years. I will be making videos for 12 more years. Maybe it's YouTube, maybe it evolves to something else. Maybe Clubhouse becomes the new video platform as well, and that's where I'm spending all my time. But video for 12 more years, yes, count me in, I'm down. If the next 12 years of you doing what you're doing now sounds like torture, then you already know you need to get out now. Like, don't wait. Don't wait. Find the thing that you love doing, that you could get lost in, that you would be pumped to spend the next 12 years doing, and then go do that thing. Because when you can align your heart and your head is a thing that you love to do. Your heart is like, I could do that for 12 years easy, no problem. I'd love to wake up and do that. Your head is, I don't understand how to make it work. I don't know how to make money doing that. I don't know how to bring value to people with that. I don't know how to turn this into an income for myself. That's the head talking. And the head keeps you safe and keeps you small. When you can align them and say, I'm gonna do this from the heart, I'm gonna do this thing for the next 12 years because I love it. Head, come on board with me. Now help me figure out how to do it. Then your head will find smart ways of how to actually turn it into a full-time business, into a company that can afford to hire people, build out the mission, have a big impact around the world, whatever you want to create. You start with the heart and then you bring your head with you, both. And so if you look at any successful story, mine, Oprah's, whoever you look up to, look at their process. You're going to find somebody who's worked their tail off, but they don't consider it work. They don't consider it going to a job. They don't consider it something that they hate doing. They love it. They love it. Your heroes love the work that they're doing. And if you're doing it just as a strategy or just as a quick way to make a buck or a hot opportunity for this year, good luck. But you're most likely going to lose. That's how people go bankrupt. Or if you can flip it to say, no, I'm going to find the thing that I love doing. I love doing. It brings me deep passion and joy, and it serves others. And then inside of that, I'm going to figure out how to turn into a business that can make me money, support my family, and change the world. That's where you win. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you just watch a video and you get motivated, the sign says you have a 35% chance of following through. That's it, 35% chance. You're motivated, 35% chance of following through. But when you create a plan of action for what you're actually going to do, that jumps to 91% chance of following through. And when you commit to somebody else and make it public, that goes to 95%. Believe Nation, I want you to follow through. So tell me your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate you. Also, if you want to have more self-love, self-confidence, and self-belief, check out my 254 series. The sign says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action to build a habit. I'm going to be with you every step along the way and send you a free video to help you build your self-belief and self-confidence. The link to join is in the description below.
Your number one job is to become more of yourself. They think that success is supposed to happen like that. Become so skilled, so vigilant, so flat out fantastic at what you do that your talent cannot be dismissed.
I remember seeing, this is way back, Oprah had Oprah.com. And I thought, how cool would it be to have your name, .com. Now, I sought this kid out. So I went to Brendan.com, and this guy, he had his resume up there. And that's all he had, was a resume. So I emailed the guy, and I'm like, hey man, I'd really love to own this website. Could I buy it from you? He goes, no, it's my name. I'm like, dang it. And he says, no, you know, I got my mom, she's got, you know, an email, we have an email associated with the domain. Right. All this stuff. I said, oh man, all right. So I set it in my calendar. Every 6 months for 6 years.
Whoa.
My calendar would go off and I'd email him again. Email him again. Email him again. Email him. It took 6 years. And on the 6th year, he said, you know what, yeah, you know, I'd be interested in that conversation. Sold it, so I got Brendan.com. I'm really happy about that, really thrilled. Stupid story, but I was like, yes, determination.
If you want another awesome Oprah Winfrey video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Every experience, encounter, and particularly your mistakes are there to teach you and force you into being more of who you are.